Hello, welcome back. As always, I thank you for tuning in and for doing what you're doing and paying attention to your practice, your spiritual journey walk, marathon, 110-meter high hurdles, sprint, race to the finish line, or something. Whatever you call it, it's very important that we all take the time that we have available to us to pay attention to this, to pay attention to the message of the Holy Spirit. So I thank you very, very much for doing that. The practice of true forgiveness is the centerpiece of studying and, well, doing this course. True forgiveness, and it is more powerful than it may appear to be at first. Perhaps if you're new or newer, and if you're not, you'll remember first time you thought, oh no, I have to forgive this person and this current event and that historical event. I don't want to. Yeah, we can all relate to that. We don't understand this at first, so we can't even begin to appreciate the magnitude and the sheer power of the miracle. We don't even know what it is. We don't know how to do it. If somebody told us at the beginning, hey, you're a miracle worker, you'd say, what are you talking about? That's incorrect, dude. Oh, well, but it is not. Not at all. One of our gravest issues as we show up appearing to be human beings, appearing to be on wobbling, spinning ball of rock is that we grossly limit ourselves. We underestimate ourselves in just about every single capacity that you can imagine. This applies to all walks of life. Yeah. You think you're this? That's a gross limitation. Very gross limitation. I mean, yeah, we're raised and conditioned and brought up to believe that we're Homo sapiens sapiens, an individual self-sustaining survival unit. Yeah. Yet there has always been a part of you that knows differently. You've always known what you're discovering here with the study and practice of this course. It's so powerful. And we'll spend a few minutes here today talking about how and why the practice of true forgiveness is more powerful than we could even possibly imagine. And it is. So we start here with the premise that our problems, all of our stuff here in the world is not specific. It's all generalized. In other words, it's all one problem with multiple apparent variations. On the surface of it, it looks like we have multitudinous, separate, different problems. I need to pay this bill and I don't have the money. That's a problem. I have one more gray hair today than I had yesterday. Okay, that appears to be a separate problem. We have what appears to be the separate problem of not wanting to go to work later on today. We have errands to run. That sure appears to be a separate problem. Oh, there are 955 new messages in my email inbox from yesterday alone. How can I quickly delete as many of them as possible? Well, that seems to be another problem. Something somebody posts on their social media account that's inflammatory, derogatory, and, well, vile just because they can. That appears to be another problem. So we appear to have this morass of problems. There's one problem. This course simplifies everything, and that's a good thing. It's essential to see it this way. There's only one problem, our perceived separation, our perceived separation from God. We think we separated from our source, capital S. It's not possible, but we sure think we have. And we appear to see separation heaped upon separation. We appear to see separate people. We appear to see separate species. We appear to see separate individuals, many, many, countless numbers of them within each individual species. And we have, as it appears to us, separate problems, separate issues to deal with, separate bills to pay, separate relationship issues, separate work issues, separate things that compete for our attention until we're dazed, confused, and exhausted. And it's often, all too often, unfortunately, but true, it's all too often that we wind up so wiped out, burned out, dazed, confused, and exhausted. It's only then that we really start paying attention to our spiritual practice. So I don't know. Maybe you didn't have to hit what we call here in the world rock bottom in order to start paying attention to the Holy Spirit. But if you did, so be it. You're here now. That's what matters. So our problems seem to be specific, but they're all general in nature. There's only one problem. There's only one problem, which means there's one solution, one answer. What do we do? Forgive. Extend the miracle of true forgiveness to anything and anyone that disturbs your equilibrium, peace, and joy, apparently, in any way, shape, or form. Another way of looking at this, anything that's not wholly joyous is an opportunity to forgive. Anything that annoys you, anything that enrages you, that makes you sad, anxious, desperate, and confused. We all are familiar with those feelings. So anything that's not abundantly happy and wholly and completely joyous is, in fact, an opportunity, a very, very profound gift. Oh. We don't always see it that way. In fact, we seldom do, but it is. It's an opportunity to forgive. So, all of these apparently separate little issues and problems and dichotomies and paradoxes and things that we've set up here, those apparent little separate component parts make up the world, and they're all an illusion. Another way of looking at the central teaching of A Course in Miracles: there is no world. Exclamation point. There's one problem, one solution. So healing is general. The problem, the apparent problems, are in fact one problem that's very, very general. Healing is also general. There's one miracle that, of course, can appear to take many different forms, but the core of it, the heart of the matter, the essence of it, the content, to use a word that the Course uses throughout, is exactly the same. The miracle, extending love to your brother, extending the miracle of true forgiveness. It's general. So we appear to forgive what appears in our life here. We forgive a passing cloud for obscuring our vision, or for obscuring our sunlight for 3.5 minutes and disturbing our sun bath, or whatever, right? We forgive someone's political post, the someone and the political party that has inspired such stuff. Yeah, so we forgive all of these things, and they appear to be highly specific. They appear to be separate, but the miracle is one. It's general. So when you forgive the passing cloud, you forgive everything and everyone. It's total, it's general. This is the power that we're talking about. Even a very, very small looking or small seeming act of forgiveness is just as mighty and powerful as any of them at all. There is fundamentally no difference between forgiving yourself for spilling coffee on your light colored pants and forgiving historical dictators or a repressive regime or something like that. There's no difference in between your extending love in the form of saying good morning and smiling genuinely and lovingly at your brother. There's no difference between that and walking on water or raising the dead, moving mountains with the power of your own thought, or appearing to die and 72 hours later getting up, removing the stone that guarded your tomb, supposed tomb, and walking around and talking to those that you once knew. There's no difference at all. Sentence 1, Chapter 1, Section 1, Paragraph 1, Sentence 1 of the text of A Course in Miracles, brought to light right here. There is no order of difficulty in miracles. They're all the same. All expressions of love are maximal. Forgiving the dog for going to the bathroom on the carpet is the same as forgiving historical dictators or present dictators. Whichever, it's all the same. It's powerful. And to forgive one thing is to forgive all of them. All of them. So you can imagine that when you begin to practice this, your mind's going to change big time. Wow, yeah, that's an understatement. Words can't really even approach that. We can only point to it. So that's what's going on. Imagine the power of this and imagine how differently your entire experience will be when you begin to do it, when you develop the habit of forgiving rather than condemning and blaming. When that becomes habitual for you, you will find that you walk about in this dream world very, very differently, and people will react to you differently. If you've been doing this for a while, legitimately and genuinely, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, you will. When? Well, that's up to you. Because we can all take this powerful practice and run away from it, can't we? We've all done it before. We can deny truth all we want. Guess what? It's still true. Hmm, I know. Truth is true despite our denial of it, despite our fear of it, despite our mad, raving, lunatic wanderings on wobbling spinning ball of weirdness and illusion. All we offer here is our little willingness, just even if it's a fraction of a second, our little willingness to forgive, to listen to the guidance of our inner teacher and forgive that passing cloud. Forgive that dictator. Generalize. Get general with your forgiveness. Forgive space, time, the world. Our brother, singular. Forgive yourself for dreaming it. Forgive what appears to be the entire solar system, galaxy, universe. Forgive, forgive, forgive anything that pops into your mind and anything as you go about life that is not wholly joyous. So you don't have to forgive the loving hug that you got from your grandparents or your grandbabies, you know? You don't have to forgive the beautiful sunrise. Those are symbolic. They're symbolic as well. They're symbols of our joy, of our own limitlessness, and a very profound practice is to notice the beautiful things that aren't the subject matter for forgiveness, they're subject matter for gratitude, aren't they? It's a great practice to give thanks for the beautiful sunset, for the warm, fuzzy hug from a grandbaby or a puppy or something like that. Anything that's not wholly joyous, we forgive. We offer our little willingness to show up and forgive. The Holy Spirit does the rest. He does the rest. All we do, show up, forgive, show up, forgive, without worrying about how things are going to look. The Holy Spirit's in charge of that. We don't have to be. It's a profound relief. So let's do it, shall we? If you perceive A Course in Miracles as a call to action, yeah, yes, it is that. So my hope is that with these videos, you're inspired in some way to do the course, to put these ideas into practice. And I cannot possibly, not even possibly stress enough how important the doing of this actually is. It is in doing the forgiveness work that we really learn. Yeah, you can learn intellectually by reading or watching a video from talking head, pixelated image on your screen, assembled in the configuration of a middle-aged man from Arizona. This is nothing. You can learn from it, sure. Where we really learn is in putting these ideas into practice. It's the doing that proves to us that these ideas are true. It demonstrates to us. Our own experience will teach us so well. So we do the course. And you're here. So you have heard a message, or perhaps more than one message from the Holy Spirit that speaks to you. You know what that is. Go forth and put these ideas into practice. Now, if you have questions, I'm here to help. Definitely please leave comments here with questions, or even if you just wish to say hello, I'd love to hear from you. If you haven't yet subscribed, do that too. That's the prompt in the corner of your screen. Yeah, hit that, click that, join us, and I'll see you again here very, very soon. Thanks for joining me.